All right, folks, for more on this, let's bring in House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Speaker McCarthy, good to see you, sir. Kevin, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Because of all the denials coming out of the Democratic Party that they will walk away from Joe Biden, with certainty you know that the leading Democrats are all talking about walking away from Joe Biden. My question to you is, how would you do that, okay? Do you go to the convention, have an open convention, and a legitimate floor fight for president and vice president, or what?
They can't. You know, the one thing that the Democrats did, once Joe Biden became president, he changed the rules. Remember, Iowa and New Hampshire were not the first two states for the primary. He shifted it to be South Carolina. And then they fought to make sure nobody else could be on the ballot against him. They created this problem. And the only way Joe Biden can come off the ballot is if he decides it. And when you talk about the Democrats saying democracy is on the ballot, could you imagine putting somebody else on the ballot than the people actually decided in a democratic way going through all these primaries? Joe Biden's going to be the nominee. Joe Biden's not going to give it up. Why? Because Jill does not want to give it up either. And what's interesting to me, I had talked about these problems with Joe Biden for a long time. I learned when I was negotiating with him. You can't negotiate with him. He just talks about cards. You have to negotiate with staff. I told the Wall Street Journal all this. They came out with a story, and everybody criticized us. You know, you got Morning Joe saying Joe Biden's the best he's ever been. And then this morning he's saying there should be somebody else to replace him.
Oh, geez. Yeah, of course. That's but their position. So let me just ask this. I'm going to ask it one more time. Don't yell at me. I'm just trying to inquire here. Okay. Yeah. Joe Biden has not officially been nominated, right? He has to be nominated by the convention. So I thought...
but he has the delegates. They don't have the super delegates. He has to remove himself. Remember, they got Ohio coming up because they got that quirk where they have to affirm it even before they get to the convention. So he has to make the decision, but the real time would have been a year ago before he started to run.
So, so they don't have to, the Democrats, delegates to the convention don't have to have some kind of pro forma vote and nominate Joe Biden?
They do, but they start that ahead of time because they got to keep him on the ballot in Ohio. They have that quirk going forward.
Well, that's not democracy. He says he's for democracy. There's nothing democracy about that.
Yeah, and they changed the rules to protect him. They set up and they kick Kennedy off the ballot. They try everything they can so there's no competition. And this is what they end up with. They dictated the rules of the debate. It had to be CNN. There had to be no crowd, right? Everything about it, and it just showed. And President Trump was right. He said, I'll debate you anywhere, anytime, any place, any rules. And he defeated them. And this is the difference with what Obama's saying. Obama had a bad debate, right? His first debate. But Joe Biden is no President Obama. His problem is age. It's not even what he said. It's just the look of where he did, his actions, which everybody knows. He's not the same person he used to be.
Yep, I got it. They made their bed. Now they're going to sleep in it. Mr. Kevin McCarthy, thank you very much. I appreciate the civics lesson. Very important. All right, folks.